Have you ever felt, well, stuck? What if every single challenge wasn't actually a roadblock, but more of a launch pad? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful way of thinking that helps you turn adversity into an opportunity for some deep self knowledge. This idea is really the heart of it all. It's about completely reframing how we look at difficulty. So instead of a setback being the end of a chapter, it actually becomes the starting point for growth. It's a chance to learn something new, not just about the world, but more importantly, about ourselves. So, how do we find that opportunity when things get tough? Well, it all begins with one fundamental concept: choice. The thing is, life isn't just something that happens to us. It's a constant stream of choices we're making, moment by moment by moment. And really, this is the engine that drives our lives. Whether we're consciously aware of it or not, we are constantly navigating, deciding, and steering our own ship. And just recognizing the sheer power we hold in these seemingly small moments, that's the first real step toward taking control. And choice is absolutely pervasive. I mean, unless you're literally asleep or deep in meditation, you're choosing how you decide to respond to a problem, who you ask for advice. Those are your decisions. And look, this isn't about assigning blame. It's about claiming your power. The responsibility, and with it, the agency, it's all yours. Okay, so if life is a series of choices, the next logical question is, how do we make good ones? And the answer, really, lies in knowing yourself. Think about it. You can't navigate a journey effectively without a map, and self-knowledge is that map. And this isn't some new age idea, right? This is timeless wisdom. The journey of self-discovery has been a central part of being human for thousands of years, and for a very good reason. To make choices that lead to a fulfilling life, we first have to understand who we are at our core. So how do we even find this truth? Well, there's a really crucial distinction to make here. You have teachers and preachers who often give you rules or beliefs to follow. They basically tell you what to think. But then you have a guide, like a therapist, who does something very different. They ask questions to help you dig up the truth that's already waiting inside you. And this gets right to the core of what personal truth really is. A belief or a value is only truly yours if it comes from within. You can hear 1,000 pieces of advice, but it only becomes your truth when you internalize it, test it against your own experience, and really claim it for yourself. It just has to feel right, It has to resonate. Now, this all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. Here's a 3-step method for building that self-awareness we need to make better, more authentic choices in our lives.
All right, here's the roadmap. Step 1, define your core values. What truly, genuinely matters to you? Is it honesty, creativity, maybe security? Write them down, make them real. Second, figure out your strengths and lean into them. Where do you feel most capable and energized? And third, start a gratitude practice. And this isn't just about feeling good. It actively shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already there, grounding you in a much more powerful reality.
Okay, so now how do we apply all of this stuff day to day? Well, I want you to think of it like a daily math test, one that happens entirely in your head. Now, this isn't a test you can cram for or fail. It's just an ongoing internal exercise of self-reflection. It's about taking a pause, even just for a moment, to apply what you know about yourself to the situations you face every day. And here's the math. First, you add everything up. Just take stock of the situation. Then, you divide it all into 2 columns, things you want and things you don't want. Now, this next one's crucial. You subtract the things you have zero control over. Wasting energy there is completely pointless. And finally, and this is the most important part, you multiply the things you do want with real, concrete action that lines up with your values and your strengths. And that brings us to a fundamental principle of this daily math. Self-discovery isn't a passive sport. It's an active practice. The depth of your understanding, the quality of your choices, it's all going to directly reflect the effort and the honesty you're willing to put in. So, the takeaway here is really clear. This isn't about finding some kind of magic bullet. It's about accepting the responsibility and, honestly, the privilege to be honest with yourself, to ask the hard questions, and to consistently line up your actions with your inner truth. Because ultimately, it all comes back to this. No one can walk this path for you. The tools are here, the framework is clear, but the work itself, that belongs to you. So the only real question left is, what will you choose?